What's up, guys? AJ Legend here, and I just saw Blade Runner 2048, directed by Denis Villeneuve, co-written by Michael Green and Hampton Fancher. Of course, Hampton Fancher wrote the screenplay for the original Blade Hunter, and of course, now he comes back to do its sequel. Okay, the film stars Ryan Gosling, Jared Leto, and Harrison Ford. Basic overall plot. Ryan Gosling plays a replicant who, if you don't know Blade Runner lore, replicants are like human robots in a way. They're like a organism, something like that. They're more human than human. Anyway, he plays this replicant named K, who is a Blade Runner. And of course, a Blade Runner is a police officer that retires / kills rogue replicants and like that. So K is that. And Kay uncovers this mystery from years past, and that's the overall general gist of the movie without giving away too many spoilers. This is going to be a very spoiler-free review. I'm just going to give a broad breakdown of how I felt about it. Overall, I thought this movie was pretty damn good. It was really very solid. A really good sequel. Of course, this movie comes 30 years after the first movie. So that's how that works. The cast, everyone in the cast does a great job. Ryan Gosling as Kay is really, really good. He gives a very, very, very nuanced performance. Ryan Gosling, he doesn't have a lot of dialogue in this movie, so a lot of his emotions come from like facial expressions, and he does a fantastic job with it. Knowing that he's a replicant and that he's able to convey human emotions when need be, I think he gives a very underrated performance, and I've always thought that Gosling was a very underrated actor in general, because when the guy is motivated, he can put forth some good acting. In this movie, he was on his game, so I liked it a lot. Jared Leto has a nice role in this movie, Mr. Wallace, who is kind of like our Tyrell from the previous movie, only a little more different. Jared Leto, he also does a good performance, and they kind of set him up to be like a big bad if this movie were to have more sequels, because we don't really have enough time with him to know his character. He's kind of kept in the shadows a little bit, which is good. I like it. And of course, Harrison Ford returns as Rick Deckard, and Ford just commands the screen whenever he's on. Harrison Ford's character does not come into till the third act of the movie. He don't come into like the movie's at that pretty much halfway over point. And I like the utilization of Ford as Deckard. Like they really try to make Deckard feel special and necessary for this plot, for this certain part of the movie, and it works. And I like the chemistry with him and Gosling. They work off really, really well together. And like I said, Rick Deckard's also very important to the plot, because the whole plot essentially, revolves around Deckard and Rachel from 30 years past. I'm not going to give away spoilers of what it leads to. Watch the movie itself. So yeah, that's that. This actress Ana de Armas is in the movie, and she plays this character named Joy, and I really like the character of Joy. Joy is like this. She's like this program that was created by Jared Leto's company. So, and her and Gosling's character Kay have a very emotional relationship together. Like I buy the relationship they have between these two things. They're not humans; they're things. Gosling's replicant, and this Joy is just a hologram. But they have a real emotional bond, and it plays. And those two actors really sold it to make it feel genuine, which I enjoy, which I can appreciate. That was good writing, good directing on that. Of course, and of course, speaking of going back to the acting, Dave Bautista has a nice little role at the beginning of this movie, and of course, it stays Bautista's character, which reveals that Gosling's character is a replicant, and of course, this is like the first few lines of dialogue in the movie. So, Ryan Gosling being outed as a replicant, it's not even a twist, because it's the first sentence you hear. A twist comes at midway or at the end of our movie. This is not a twist. This is just a character trait. So, yeah, that's all that. from a technical standpoint, this movie is beautiful. Roger A. Deakins is the cinematographer, and if you've never heard of Roger A. Deakins, but you've seen his movies like Prisoners and Sicario, so the man's a very talented cinematographer. The movie looks beautiful, shot wonderfully, and like I said, Denis Villeneuve is a ace director and knows how to do it. He knows how to direct his actors, knows how to direct his scenes, and he brings his A game for Blade Runner 2049. He does a great job with that. Like I said, the production design looks fantastic. They really got the aesthetic down of the original Blade Runner movie, and they translated it perfectly to this movie without doing just minor tweaks here and there. But they're so minor, you won't even notice them, because this movie does a real good job at recreating the world from the first Blade Runner, which is great. Which is great, because that's what needed to happen. And the special effects in this movie, they're all top notch. They look great. The practical effects look good. The set designs are beautiful, especially the Las Vegas set design, which looks like this barren wasteland. This is where you find out where Deckard is hiding out, and it looks great. It looks so creepy, and the music has a lot to do with that. The music of this movie is done by Hans Zimmer and Benjamin Wallfisch. If I pronounce his name wrong, I'm sorry. They tag team on the score, and the score is beautiful. It's heavily influenced by the first movie, but also has its own little it's also a character unto itself. It has its own moods, but it is primarily based on the original score from the first Blade Runner, which is great. It further enhances that this is a Blade Runner movie. This ain't something else entirely in Blade Runner. This is firmly a Blade Runner movie, and the score helped that a lot, along with the production design and things like that nature. If I have any complaints with this movie, it's that it could be very padded. I do agree with a lot of the complaints that you could have cut at least 20 minutes out of this movie, because it does feel overly bloated, and there are a lot of things that do get stretched on, and you could have chopped that up, and this movie could have had a more tighter pace. It does move at a very, very slow pace. To some, it's not noticeable. To others, it is noticeable. I don't have a problem with it personally, but I think, again, if you would have cut out 20 minutes of the movie, it would not have made this movie any less good. If anything, could have made it a little bit better, because now your story is being told at a more faster rate, instead of just being bogged down with a lot of padding. No, but that's just me, and that's pretty much all the criticism I got is the length of the movie. Everything else in this movie is fine, which is why I am heavily giving Blade Runner 2049 a solid 9 out of 10. And I'm only giving it a 9 out of 10 because, again, there's a lot of padding issues that this movie could have done better with. And also, I'm biased. Edward James Olmos does make a cameo appearance as Gaff in the first movie, and I would have liked to have seen an extra scene with Gaff. That's just me. But I do like the little scene that Gaff and Kay have when Kay's searching for Deckard. He confronts Gaff at a retirement home, and Gaff pretty much says, "No, I don't know where he is." I would have liked to have seen a little, like one extra scene of Gaff. I thought that would, or maybe see Gaff, join Kay when they find Deckard, just to get a reunion between those two. That's just me. And of course, an artificial Sean Young makes an appearance in this movie as well, reprising her role as Rachel. Artificial Sean Young. They digitally recreated her face onto an actress, but Sean Young got credit, which is cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'm not going to give away heavy spoilers or any plot details, because this movie's got a lot of shit going on in it, and it's better to watch it than have someone explain it to you, because you'll just be confused if someone's talking to you. So you might as well just watch it, so you're like, oh, okay, I get it now. So yeah, 9 out of 10, Blade Runner 2049. It was a great movie. I enjoyed it immensely, and I can't wait to give it another rewatch. So anyway, yeah, those are my quick thoughts on Blade Runner 2049. Like, comment, and subscribe. Also, subscribe to my other channel if you like wrestling, called Wrestle Madness. I will provide a link for that in the comment section below. Thank you very much, and goodbye.